So last week on the Twitter, there was a hashtag known as Fat Shaming Week. I expanded it, and these are some of the things that I came across. If weight loss is too hard, you can always eat a bullet. Obesity is a detriment to society and deserves shame. Fat people are lazy and irresponsible, and it's costing all of us dearly. Attention fat chicks, having big boobs because you're obese doesn't count as having a huge rack. And if you see a fat woman, take a photo of her without her consent. Here's why, and he posts a link. And this is one of the things Fat Shaming Week has been doing, is you're supposed to go out and take a photo of someone who you think is overweight, and then upload it to Facebook or the interwebs, and then you laugh about it with people. So I've never addressed fat shaming before here on my channel, but it's about time that I do so because I found this extremely disturbing, but I found a lot of problems with it. I could say what you probably think I'm going to say, which I'm going to say. I believe fat shaming is wrong. But you know what? I can sit and say a lot of things are wrong, but it doesn't do any good unless I explain why it's wrong. Because sadly, there are people who don't think this is wrong and think this is a completely acceptable thing to do. Take photos of people without their consent, laugh about them, mock them, but most of all, bully and fat shame them for who they are. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but people have different body types. Every person is different. Some people have smaller and bigger bones than other people. Everybody is going through different stages of their life, different times of their life. Some people are going through depression, some people are going through family loss, and therefore some of the things that they may be doing may be unhealthy for them at the time, that they may be gaining weight. But for you not to understand that everybody is different in terms of their body types and body size is not only ignorant, but it goes to show how stupid you really are. Don't get me wrong, you're free to have your freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want to say. I'm not sitting here and I'm not going to try to argue that saying that being fat is healthy. No, I'm not here to say that. I'm here to say that there comes a time when you do cross the line, and this is one of those cases where you do so. Where you can tell yourself all you want that the reason you're telling somebody that you're a detriment to society, that you should feel ashamed, that you're lazy and irresponsible, you can tell yourself that you're telling people that who you think are overweight. You're telling them that because you want the best for them, because you really care, that you're doing it out of your heart. You keep telling yourself that, but that's not the real reason you're doing it. Who are you? Who are you to go out of your way to intentionally make someone feel bad about their body or who they are? Because let me tell you what you're doing by this fat shaming and telling someone that they should put a bullet through their head because they're fat. Let me tell you what you're doing. You are making these people feel like they're not worthy to be respected, that they as a human being with intrinsic value, that they are not worthy of respect, that they're not worthy of acceptance, that they're not worthy of care, that they're not worthy of love because of their body or because of their weight. And that to me is so wrong that you can say those sorts of things to people. Words can affect people in ways that you don't even imagine, especially when you're constantly told that you're lazy and you're a fucking detriment to society because of your weight. So, Rebecca Ann Sedgwick, age 12, was bullied last week. This 12-year-old girl, right here on the side of me, with the red hair, is considered fat. She was called fat by two other girls in her school constantly every day, and she was bullied, she was hit, she was punched. She was called ugly, 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 and fat, 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 fat. Little Rebecca Ann Sedgwick killed herself last week by jumping off the roof of the cement factory, killing herself. And the very last thing she looked up on the internet was, what is overweight for a 12-year-old girl? What is overweight for a 12-year-old girl? That's the last thing she searched up on the internet before she took her life because of the constant bullying and the constant fat shaming. And I'm sorry, but this girl is not fat. She's nowhere close to being overweight. And it sickens me that other young girls and older people hold this mentality that this type of behavior and these types of comments to people are acceptable. Because what these two girls did is that they made her feel like she's not worthy of respect. They made her feel like she was not accepted. They made her feel like she was unlovable because of her weight. And in return, she killed herself. Do you not see a problem with that? And thank God that these two girls who bullied this girl are now in police custody and are being charged. Finally, some justice. Your words affect people whether you think you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart or not. They affected Rebecca Ann Sedgwick. And I guess the more disturbing part about this is that after this young girl killed herself due to fat shaming just last week, the girl went on her Facebook who bullied her and told her that she was fat every single day at school, bragged about on her Facebook that she was the one who bullied her and got her to commit suicide. Which makes me wonder, how does a girl brag about that? How does a girl brag about knowing that she was the one who got someone to take their life? I don't even understand. And what's more sad is look at that photo. Look at that. It has 30 likes on her Facebook. The fact that she bullied this young girl, fat-shamed this girl till she took her life, and people are in support of that type of behavior. I want to sit here today and I want to tell you that you are worthy of respect and love and care despite your weight. Despite whatever you weigh, you are worth care, you have intrinsic value as a person, and that you shouldn't have to deal with these sorts of fucking cunts who think it's their job to make you feel that way. It is not the media's job to dictate how you're supposed to feel about yourself. The media and society has a very skewed view of what is considered fat. And you're not fat. Personally, I define someone as being overweight as someone being so heavy that they can't move. That's when I would say it's a big issue. Whether you're curvy, thin, or not, you're worthy of respect and you're worthy of love for who you are and your body type and your body size. The ultimate message of this video is that by fat shaming, you are making people feel a certain way. And by making them feel this certain way, they feel unvalued, unspecial, and unloved. And by making people feel that way, it can result in a 12-year-old girl taking her life. 12 years old, guys, and she's dead. A life was taken. You don't see a problem with that? I do. And believe me, I'm not trying to play the moral police here, but if you honestly support these sorts of comments being said, this type of fat shaming said towards men or women, you are a disgusting piece of shit. And you have some very, very big insecurities that you need to deal with yourself. Because every person, no matter their weight, size, or look, deserve to be respected and loved. And until you can show that to someone, you shouldn't be capable of receiving it.